with all the roles selected, we're going to go ahead and begin with Chapter 1, The Princess and the Knight.
Fuck. Okay. Awaken, my knight. It is time for you to fulfill your purpose.
There's a disembodied voice in my head. Okay.
Yes, I suppose that is technically true, but do not confuse me for a mere figment of your imagination. I am very much real, as is the current situation, and foreshadowing is a literary device, and that situation is, unfortunately, dire. I have called you forth, Sir Knight, for you are my trusted agent, the only one capable of completing this vital mission. The princess of this kingdom, my own daughter, lies imprisoned in the dungeons of our castle. She will not stay held for long. If she is released, she will put an end to our entire world. It is up to you to stop her, my dear knight. I grant you the authority to judge her, and in my name, execute her.
Where am I? And how did I get here?
This is a forest in our kingdom. You stand on the path leading to our castle. There, in the dungeons, you will find the princess waiting. As for how you got here, you walked, I assume.
What's in my pocket?
Your pocket? What are you talking about?
Yes, this crumpled thing in my pocket. Did you put it in there?
I did not.
Check your pocket.
You pull out a piece of paper from your pocket and unfold it.
Am I a dad?
Yes, you are indeed a dad, Sir Knight, and a very good one at that.
Who gave this to me?
Someone who loves you very much and is in no doubt counting on you.
Good luck with what?
With your mission. Whoever gave you that letter trusts in your ability to carry it out, as do I.
Put the paper back.
That was a very sweet gift, and hopefully has reminded you why your mission is so important, my dear knight.
I'm a knight, but I don't feel like a knight.
Nevertheless, you are, Sir Knight.
Why can't I remember the past few days? Or my name? Or anything?
Your loss of memory was, unfortunately, a necessary part of your mission. In time, you will understand.
You have a very pretty voice.
Thank you. But let us not get distracted. You have a very important mission to perform.
He got you tongue-tied.
Do we know each other?
No, naturally, though you would have forgotten.
I'm. Uh, I'm really not in the mood to execute anyone right now. Can I? Can I do it later?
Sadly, we do not have time to waste. You must go forward, Sir Knight, or the consequences will be severe.
I don't know. It feels kind of weird to do this. I'd rather just stay at home.
Do you even know where your home is? Regardless, you won't have a home to return to if you don't complete your mission.
But I feel so tired. I really didn't want to wake up. Real.
Sometimes we have to do things we don't feel like doing. Well, I cannot believe I am explaining this to a full-grown knight. I trust you will get it together soon enough.
And someone else do this instead.
You can see this through, Sir Knight.
God, I'm really lacking motivation to do anything. Also real. Is this normal for me?
It's complicated, but know that there is a reason why I trust you and no one else to accomplish this work. You can do it. You just need to believe in yourself. No, enough stalling. We've idled long enough as is. It's time to continue.
I really don't like I really don't like delving into politics. I'm just gonna recuse myself from this situation. Do nothing.
You have already committed to completing your mission. I will not allow you to violate your oaths.
Silently go back to sleep.
There.
Truth.
Player!
There.
It was
Player, you are muted.
Your eyes began to close.
Stop that.
Only to be immediately shocked back open, as if someone slapped you in the face.
Oh. I don't really feel like doing this. But I guess I've got nothing better to do. Shrug and idly wander down the path with clean as you go. Damn.
Please tell me you're not going to be like this for the entire mission. You walk up the short path to the castle. Within, you will find the princess waiting. Before you continue on your journey, Sir Knight, I would offer you this advice. Be swift, be decisive. Whatever you may see, whatever you may hear, steel your heart and see it through. I will remain by your side, always.
Something about this all feels really familiar, doesn't it? I don't know about you, but something tells me we really shouldn't execute the princess, at least not until we learn the full story.
Hello once again, dear hero. It's good to hear from you.
Do we know each other?
Quite well, though you would have forgotten like our esteemed knight. Still, I'm very pleased to hear your voice once again. Well, Are we ready to continue? Hello, Asher.
Proceed.
Hey, Asher.
Proceed to the castle.
There you go.
Okay. The interior of the castle is plain but familiar. Its firm stone walls indicate a strength that has withstood the test of time. At the far end of the great hall is a simple iron door leading to the dungeons downstairs. A heavy padlock loops around an iron bar, sealing the door shut. Hanging from a hook set in the stone is a key for undoing the padlock and opening the door. Not far from the iron door is an elongated wooden table bearing several items of note. Resting atop a pewter tray is a meal fit for a prisoner, a wooden bowl filled with a mushy gray gruel. Included with the meal is a simple wooden spoon for eating the tasteless but nourishing substance. Considering today will be the princess's last day, it may be kind to give her one last meal before her execution. Then again, considering the state of the food, it might be better to simply kill her rather than prolong her suffering. Next to the unappealing meal is a crystal vial filled with a pitch-black substance. The skull adorning the crystal vial reveals the nature of the sinister liquid, poison. The noxious concoction is yours to employ in whatever creative way you desire. And then again, perhaps you prefer a different method of execution, a more direct approach. Most important of all these items is your weapon of choice, a familiar knife. It waits patiently upon the table, waiting for you to take it up once more. This weapon is your means of rendering final judgment, the very power of life and death converging at its pointed tip. It is yours to take, along with any other item you feel will help you accomplish your task.
Round of applause right there. Seriously.
Very
Sorry,
good job.
I
You
am
get
not
it.
doing the clapping soundboard. I'm actually clapping.
okay.
Yo,
You
good
should
mic.
probably drink water.
Please
I
drink
did.
water.
Okay. Take the blade.
You take your knife from the table. You will know what you need to do.
Hold on. Take the meal.
You take the meal, the tray bearing the meal from the table. There is still little warmth coming from the bowl of gruel, but it will grow cold soon. Remember that you are ultimately here to execute the princess, not to take pity on her. Regardless of what you choose to do with this meal, that task must be accomplished.
It's a little difficult to be carrying the meal and the blade at the same time. We won't be able to use one without dropping the other. But I suppose it's good we're keeping our options open.
Enter the dungeon.
You march towards the door before setting the tray with the meal aside to take the key from the hook and insert it into the padlock of the iron door. There is resistance, as if it has been many years since the lock has last been used. But eventually, it gives way. You shove aside the dusty iron bar and push against the door, which, after a little resistance, swings open with a heavy groan. You place the keys inside the pouch strapped to your armor before taking the tray and stepping inside. Feet slowly descending a stone staircase illuminated by a faint light coming from below. I told you he has a pouch. This place is cruel, but it is a necessary part of our kingdom. After all, if we did nothing against those who threatened our realm, it would have long ago fallen into ruin. The staircase is silent, save for the distant clanking of chains and idle humming echoing through the empty corridor.
Continue down the stairs.
Caution, Sir Knight. I am moments away from passing the fuck. You are not the only one who can hear me in the voice inside your head. The princess herself will be privy to anything said within your mind.
Wait, will she be able to hear me?
As surely as I can hear you, but do not fear. The blood needs to return to my brain. I am only telling you this so you may be prepared. She will try to manipulate you in any way she can. Do not listen to her or engage with her in any way. You already know what you have to do.
Okay, first off, your Highness, drink some water. But what should I do? Should I just not speak? Oh gosh, I don't like that idea.
If you must speak,
Shut the door, please.
then consider yourself as another person in the room, one that the princess can hear but not see.
And what about you? Will you still be narrating things for us?
I will do my duty.
But what if she recognizes you? You said she was your daughter. You were the one who locked her up, right? What happens if she knows you're with us?
I am uncertain if she will recognize me.
What do you mean?
It's complicated. Suffice to say, we shall find out together. Oh God. Regardless, you know what you're to do, Sir Knight. See that it's done. Now come, your destined encounter with the princess awaits. I will be judicious with what I say, though I will continue to describe things as I can. You make your way to the bottom of the steps. Ahead of you is a narrow stone corridor with no windows. The place is pitch black, with the only source of light emanating from a small torch anchored to the wall on the other side of the room, making the space not pitch black. Its flames seem to almost hold still, providing nothing more than a muted glow. Standing next to the torch is the princess, leaning calmly against the wall with her hands clasped in front of her. Her wings casually stretch over to cover a significant portion of the wall behind her. Before her wings can finish extending, you notice several large gash marks gouged in the stone around the anchor of her chains. The dim light reveals a faint glimmer of blood on her clothes before she hides them behind her dress. In spite of the injury, her expression is blank, as if she's completely unconcerned, merely curious to know what lies beyond the veil of darkness. She barely reacts as you continue to approach, only speaking when you are just a few paces away.
Moment to appreciate Dragaleon's art.
I know you're there. What is your purpose?
My purpose? What do you mean?
You are an unknown variable, a stranger. Though it is not strictly impossible, I consider it unlikely that you stumbled down here through random chance, especially considering that you're the first visitor I've had since... Well, actually, you're the first person I can remember coming down to visit me. Which means that there most likely is a reason you came down here. I wish to know what that reason is.
I haven't decided yet.
She pauses, considering your response. And as if in direct reply to what I just described, her tufts twitch, and she glances towards the ceiling.
Curious. It appears you are not the only unknown variable. Still, to avoid an unnecessary tangent, I will focus my attention on you for now. You say that you have not decided on a reason for a visit. Perhaps this is true. Perhaps it is not. Either way, I believe it would make sense for us to continue this discussion in a manner that would enable all parties to clearly discern one another. Please, step into the light. You and the rest of your companions. But not too close. I believe a measure of distance would be preferable for everyone involved.
She said companions. Plural. Did you already know I was here?
I did not, but thank you for revealing yourself. You sound very similar to the first speaker. Brothers, perhaps?
And this one was Joseph's.
She mutters the last part to herself, stroking her chin as she considers the highly sensitive information your voice foolishly handed out to her.
Oh, oops.
Why is the female speaker so frustrated? Is it mere annoyance at the stupidity of her companion?
Hey.
Which is her opinion of the other speaker, and not necessarily my own.
Fair enough.
Or could it be that she feels she's lost a particular advantage? Either way, if the three of you are harboring any untoward intentions, then I would reconsider acting upon them. I am prepared to defend myself if necessary.
She lightly flexes her claws with these words.
You said it yourself. We haven't decided that we want to do yet. Let us step into the light and talk with her for a bit.
You are quickly losing what little advantage you have. Act now before it's too late.
I'm not stepping into the light. If you want to talk, we can talk like this.
A disappointing, but unsurprising response. Very well then. If you do not wish to reveal yourself to me, then I cannot force you. But please also keep in mind that I will speak no further words until you acquiesce to my request.
For someone threatening to stop talking, you sure seem to have difficulty with shutting up.
I'm not listening.
The princess idly folds her arms, humming to herself.
A princess, you say? Interesting.
Ugh.
I'm just sitting here eating my McDonald's silently.
Don't you say a word.
I wasn't going to! Though I was tempted, Mrs. Highly Sensitive Information.
We're getting distracted. She's not going to speak to you, and there's no point in even trying to converse with her.
Oh? No point at all. Why the insistence that he not speak with me? What do you not want me to know? Very well then. My conditions still stand. If you truly do not wish to speak with me, then I must ask that you depart. But if you are interested in having a conversation, then please show a little good faith and allow me to speak with you face to face.
Step into the light, it won't hurt anything.
You assume it won't, but what if that gives her all the advantage she needs?
There's no way just seeing us would be an advantage to her, right? I said that wrong.
Step into the light.
Heedless of my warnings, you take a cautious step into what little light is afforded from her torch's muted glow. Before you can approach further, she holds up her hand.
That's close enough. We can continue our conversation like this.
Stay where you are.
Thank you for complying. Will your other companions be drawing you?
I don't think they can.
Care to explain?
I don't know if I can.
Give it your best shot, at the least. You might as well. Even if you're trying to keep information from me, I'm good at piecing clues together. Figure it out.
I doubt you'll believe me.
Try me.
Okay, you asked. They're not strictly speaking physical. They're voices in my head.
She didn't need to know that.
I don't see what the harm is in letting her know.
There is the potential for immense harm. The less she knows, the better. Foreshadowing is... But I suppose there's no taking back what's been said. The princess quietly considers what she has learned.
Interesting. As far-fetched as your claim is, judging the reactions of your companions, which would be difficult to fake, I'm inclined to accept that you at least believe what you said is true. Why I am able to hear what you think are voices in your head is another matter entirely. But one mystery at a time.
She carefully scans you, eyes noting the items you carry.
I will reiterate a previous question. You came down here with what appears to be a lunch tray, bearing food and a dagger. For what purpose did you come down here with those items?
Hold on a second. Aren't I supposed to be asking the questions? Why are you interrogating me?
Let's see. Tiny said she
I'm
needed
back.
to. Okay.
I'm back.
Just in time.
Okay. She's really have been controlling the conversation, hasn't she?
Yes, because you've been allowing her to. She smiles wryly at this, a faint look of amusement on her face.
Given our dynamic as what is effectively a warden and a prisoner, the fact that I have been leading with the questions is, admittedly, ironic. No offense, but judging by your appearance, to deal with someone... I was expecting to have to deal with someone a little more, shall we say, brutish? It's honestly something of a relief to see that you're capable of engaging in semi-civilized conversation. It is a credit to your character, and one I hope you do not betray, in spite of the insistence from that one voice. Still, I am not naive. You brought a knife with you for a reason. I doubt it's here to cut me a slice of bread to go with that bowl of gruel. I don't see any butter or jam to go with the non-existent bread. So I'm left to assume that its purpose is to slice meat, if you know what I mean. Still, you did also bring me some food. Why? A case of charity, perhaps? Routine feeding of a prisoner?
She pauses, narrowing her eyes.
Or perhaps something more sinister? You must understand how confusing it is for me. On the one hand, you offer me mercy while gripping death in the other. A paradox, one which I wish to solve.
Honestly, I get where she's coming from. I know I would be pretty wary of anyone approaching me with a knife.
I'd consider that a very reasonable reaction, yes.
Sir Knight, this is all a distraction. Sir Knight and Pussy, you pointed it out yourself. There's absolutely no reason why you should be answering her questions. Stop engaging with her and do what you were sent here to do.
Pray tell, what exactly would that be, Sir Knight?
I don't actually want to hurt you. That's why I brought you something to eat.
How kind of you.
She doesn't actually believe you.
What an interesting claim. Do you profess to know the inner recesses of my heart? Or are you simply going to avoid engaging with me whatsoever? I'll inquire about the other two later. I thank you, Sir Knight, if your intentions with the food are indeed genuine. Now, what about the knife?
I haven't decided whether or not I'll need to use the knife, but I will if I have to.
She nods, understanding.
Fair enough, I suppose. So, to summarize. According to you, you came down here unsure about your intentions. You brought down a meal because you are averse to violence and are instead inclined to help those you see as victims. In spite of this, you also brought down a knife because, to quote you, I haven't decided whether or not I'll need to use the knife, but I will if I have to, implying you possess the capacity for violence and will readily employ it in situations where you have to, whatever that means.
She taps her chin, considering.
Difficult to make any definitive conclusions. Perhaps your companions have more to say?
I've been answering your questions. I think it's time you answered a few of mine.
The princess shrugs.
Very well. You have been mostly compliant with my requests. I can accede to a few of your demands in return. What questions do you have for me?
What's your name?
She pauses before answering.
I find it difficult to believe that a prison warden would not know the name of his own prisoner. Or did nobody tell you who you would be executing?
Sorry. Executing? Who said anything about executing?
Oh, right. My apologies. Did nobody tell you the identity of the one you would be non-committally visiting and endlessly debating on what to do with?
The Pale Queen told me you were her daughter.
The princess seems taken aback by the information so thoughtlessly given.
The Pale Queen said I was her daughter. It may be something of a logical leap, but am I correct in assuming that the feminine voice I've been hearing belongs to the feminine voice I've been hearing belongs to the Pale Queen you mentioned?
Yes, she's the one who sent me here.
You really have no concept of confidential information, do you?
She might as well know.
And why wouldn't that possibly be the case?
I don't know. Why keep it a secret?
A question you should have asked yourself before revealing the secret to her. The princess looks on, silently considering.
You give deference to the Pale Queen, accepting the task she gave you, even though she is, by your own admission, a voice in your head, quote unquote, and one which you seem to question quite frequently. Curious.
Why are we listening to you? I mean, no offense, but... Okay, sorry, some of the text is covering the words. It does seem... Hey, hang on.
What
Let me
text?
fix... you know, the pop-up. It
A
does
pop-up?
seem a little strange. Yeah, when the pop-ups for the text...
When
I
you're
don't see any pop up.
when you're like
Are you meaning
In full
chat
screen.
pop-ups are
Yeah,
appearing?
chat pop-ups. Like when you're in full screen, chat has
you
a
could-
pop-up function.
Well, you could have it just docked on the side of the screen so it doesn't do that.
Yeah, but then it's a little harder for me to read.
But it's only in... Oh,
she is trying to turn us against one another. Do not succumb to her manipulations. You were sworn to me, Sir Knight, and in spite of your doubt and hesitancy, I still give you my trust. The same cannot be said of her. The princess pauses, nodding her head ever so slightly in acknowledgement.
Flattery. An effective tactic. You might even get Sir Knight to completely overlook the overall dismissive and condescending way you have treated him and his companion up until this point.
She lets her accusation hang in the air, a last-ditch effort to insinuate that I am unworthy of your trust, Sir Knight. But our bond cannot be so easily broken. One childishly thrown barb means nothing. The princess had best to try a different ploy. Once again, she nods her head.
Did you have any other questions for me, Sir Knight?
Do you know why you were locked up?
Do you?
I was hoping you could tell me.
Her lips move ever so slightly, forming a wry smile.
Amusing to think that my own prison warden wouldn't know the reason for his charge's incarceration. But to answer your question, no. I have no information whatsoever regarding the reasoning behind my confinement here, if there even was a reason. I am forming a few hypotheses based on our interactions and conversation. Still, am I really to believe that you, yourself, would not know why I was imprisoned? Surely the Pale Queen must have provided you with some kind of rationale, however baseless it may seem. Though, given her intensive desire to compartmentalize even the most trivial points of data, I suppose it wouldn't be too surprising if she even kept that piece of information a secret.
What are you going to do if I let you out?
The princess narrows her eyes.
You dodged my question. I would press you on it, but I think by now we both know why you didn't answer it directly. Still, to address your obvious deflection, the honest answer is that I am uncertain. My primary objective and concern at the moment is to secure my freedom, but whatever may lie outside the walls of this dungeon is unknown to me. Will the world be an accommodating place for someone such as myself? That seems a vain hope. Far too optimistic given what I know about the nature of existence. Likely, I would need to take steps in order to ensure that my freedom is maintained. I might choose to simply hide away, live a quaint and obscure life, isolated from the company of anyone who could threaten my liberty. But if such a lifestyle is not feasible, I might need to contend against those who would seek to put a shackle around my neck once again. I might even have to kill. But I'm speaking in a matter of hypotheticals. Moreover, I'm not addressing the core issue. At its root, the question you are asking is for the impossible, for me to prove my innocence. Ignoring the fact that this is a perversion of what ought to be a basic tenet of justice, that of the accused being innocent until proven guilty, an unreasonable request that any answer I could give can easily be dismissed as a falsehood on my part. So, going forward, I will assert that the burden of proof lies on your end, or perhaps more specifically, on the Pale Queen's end. Let her endeavor to prove my guilt by producing concrete evidence, rather than simply assert that I am deserving of my current situation.
Wow, that's a more comprehensive answer than I was expecting. So, do you have anything, Pale Queen?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. We are not playing her game.
What game? Asking for evidence?
This is not a court case. We cannot afford to waste time on this very obvious diversion. Hello, Orpheus. At the risk of revealing too much, you are now canon. I will simply say that you already know what's at risk, Sir Knight. Do what needs to be done.
And what, precisely, needs to be done?
I was sent here by the Pale Queen to execute you because you were going to put an end to our entire world. What do you have to say about that?
Why in the world did you feel the need to tell her that?
Put an end to the entire world? Please clarify what that means.
As in, you could completely destroy the world. Kaboom!
Kaboom.
Herplow!
Ba-boom!
Herplow!
Kapow!
Herplow!
Good lord. Is that really necessary?
Bang!
Pantomime a really big explosion with your arms.
I get it!
What are you doing?
Sorry, I was busy laughing a bit. Honestly, I have no idea. Though, come to think of it, you didn't really explain how it would work. Is it going to be a big explosion if we don't kill her?
Do I honestly need to get into the mechanics of how she would destroy everything we hold dear?
It could help your case. Because, to be frank, I find it very far-fetched that a mere prisoner locked up in a dungeon could cause anything approaching mass destruction.
I noticed scratch marks on the stone wall behind you. Were you trying to escape?
She stiffens.
An interesting thing to assume. I have no idea what would give you such an idea. After all, who in their right mind would want to leave a place as cozy and hospitable as this?
She spreads her hands, gesturing to the cold stone walls.
It's practically paradise. This dungeon, where I've been trapped in the dark, alone.
Okay, I'm not the best when it comes to sarcasm, but even I can spot the tone here. You're really laying on thick.
In my defense, if Sir Knight is so dense as to question whether or not the prisoner, unjustly imprisoned, would try to escape, I think it would be reasonable to assume that subtlety is not something he's good at detecting. Apologies if that was a little rude, but really, if you are going to question me, at least try to ask something intelligent.
Her eyes narrow.
Don't try to deceive me.
You don't seem to trust me.
Gee, I wonder why. Could it be the knife you carry? The ever so slightly unfriendly pale queen who locked me down here and who you seem to serve? The fact that you have, as of yet, done nothing to help me? Really, it's such a mystery as to why I haven't been more open with you.
As snarky as that was, she does have a point.
Being brought up one important point. She hasn't been open with you, and she never will be. So stop trying to cozy up to her.
Regardless of how we feel about one another, I think it would do you some good to eat. Offer her the meal.
You set the tray on the ground and carefully slide it towards the princess. She looks down at the bowl before gently sliding it back towards you.
You first.
Us first? Why does she want us to eat it first? Does she think that we poisoned it?
Could be the reason. Or maybe I just feel like sharing.
Her lips curl into something that's almost a smirk.
I bet you must be feeling hungry coming all this way. You really ought to eat something.
Aren't we hungry? We just had McDonald's. I mean,
You're not, and even if you were, you could eat later.
There's no need to listen to her. I'm not really feeling hungry, so you can have as much as you want. Better to eat than rather to go to waste. So go on. No need to hold back.
Wait, you're really not hungry? Not even a little?
Not even a little.
She gestures towards the bowl.
So go right ahead. Bon appetit.
How are you not hungry? When we met, you said I was the first person you could even remember even seeing. So, what have you been eating or drinking before now?
I really don't see how this line of questioning has any relevance to our current situation, Sir Knight. I forgot to breathe.
okay, but what has she been eating and drinking? She's been down here for a long time. Hell, she said it much herself.
Can we please drop the subject? I fed her this morning.
Oh no, I have a point.
I can't tell if she seriously thinks this is relevant, or if she's just trying to annoy me. But the princess pauses, seeming to actually consider the inane question.
But it isn't inane. Now that I think about it, it's starting to bother me.
She scrunches her eyebrows, a look of genuine concern on her face, before turning to you with a sharp, inquisitorial look.
Sir Knight, you, his companion, the one who isn't the queen, how much can the two of you remember about the events before today?
That's enough! Please. Enough questions have been asked. It's time to move on.
Why are you wanting so desperately to shut us up? What are you hiding?
Are you hiding something?
Enough questions.
Nah, I disagree. I think now it's probably the best time for questions.
Why did you have to go down this route, Sir Knight? Water. But it's too late now. The princess nods her head in approval, a flicker of genuine respect in her eyes as she begins another fucking monologue.
Yeah, I have more monologues than you this thing, I think. Agree. With what seems to be the exception of the Pale Queen, we've all been operating on what is not only incomplete, but what seems to be downright deceptive information. The fact that you and the well-meaning voice have been so hesitant to act when you have, for all intents and purposes, an overwhelming advantage over me, and the constant goading of the particularly hostile Pale Queen suggests that you are not immediately a threat to me.
She pauses.
So, let's start over. The three of us clearly want more understanding of the truth, so let's cooperate by freely sharing information. I'll start.
She gestures towards the bowl.
To address a very valid concern you brought up earlier, no, Sir Knight. I have not been the least bit hungry since I have awakened in this dungeon. I've also not eaten or drunk anything for my entire stay here, which, as far as I can tell based on the amount of labor I performed on this stone wall to, yes, escape, has been a not insignificant amount of time. I am also embarrassed to admit this, but my lack of hunger and thirst for all this time didn't even occur to me until now. But living things have biological needs. If I'm experiencing none of these, then...
She trails off for a moment before leaning forward, an almost desperate earnestness in her voice as she asks her questions.
What are your names? Sir Knight seems more like a title, as does the Pale Queen, and I still don't know the name of your companion.
It's Hero.
Hero? Again, that seems less like a name and more like a description.
But it is my name. I mean, sure, it also does describe me, but it doesn't mean it isn't real.
Well, if that is the case, then I suppose that's one thing we don't have in common.
What do we have in common? What don't we have in common?
A name. You asked me about mine earlier. I don't have one. At least not any that I can remember. I doubt I'll get an answer from the Pale Queen, so I'll instead ask you, Sir Knight. Do you have a name?
When I woke up, there were holes in my memory. I barely remembered anything about my past, let alone the name.
She nods to herself, as if a suspicion has been confirmed. What is happening right now? Why are you stupid?
Okay, I'm not stupid, I'm Hero. I think we're trying to figure out what's going on.
I've already told you what's going on. Why won't you trust me?
She seems upset. That's usually a good sign. Let's keep going. Sir Knight, you mentioned waking up with holes in your memory. You shared exactly what you'd remember up until this point?
Don't answer that.
Oh boy. Recount everything you remembered that happened up to this point.
Okay, and so for this segment, what we need you to do, Jans, is we need you to ad lib the entire summary.
Well, okay. Let's see. So, uh, let me pull up the memory. So I woke up. There was this embodied voice in my head. Uh, this disembodied voice just so happened to be the Pelquin, who, by the way, has a very pretty voice. This voice, the Pelquin, told me that you're her daughter, and I need to kill you because the world's going to end if I don't. Uh, then I
Ramble for quite a while. You can continue while I do this,
okay.
divulging every
What else?
single
I found
detail to the
I found this
princess.
thing that is never one yet.
Despite the length
The
of your
Pelkin
narration,
asked me
the
to go into the
princess
castle,
does
and we need
not
to look for
lose
something.
patience to express even a hint of boredom, instead nodding along and only interrupting occasionally to politely ask clarifying questions.
Then there was also poison, but I didn't take the poison. That one's upstairs. I went into the dungeon, and then I met you, and then we started talking. You started interrogating me. Then I started interrogating you. Then the world exploded for like 10 seconds, and everything went back to normal. And we're still talking. So that's about it.
And
Jammin,
you were unable to find any clues about your past? No records whatsoever?
Nothing.
it's pretty much just what the Pale Queen has said. But I don't know how reliable she is as a source anymore.
Actually, there is one thing which I skipped during the summary for the sake of the story. Show her the picture.
It's
Player, you're up.
Did Pale did I thought there was more dialogue, like wait, but
no.
okay. Okay, but wait. You ignore the Pale Queen's protestations and reach into your pocket before moving the picture and unfolding it so the princess can see. She stares at it, eyes widening. For the first time in a while, she seems at loss for words. Who knew that this yapper could stop?
I, hmm. May I take a closer look, please?
Give her the picture.
You crumple the paper into a ball, and toss it to her. She catches it before carefully unfolding it and smoothing out the crinkled edges. The two of you sit in silence as she stares at the picture, finger tracing the crayon marks. Eventually, she looks up.
May I keep this? At least for a little bit?
You'll give it back when you're done, right?
Of course. I would never dream of keeping something that didn't belong to me.
Yes, you can hold on to it.
Thank you. Please continue your story. I apologize for interrupting.
Oh, I wasn't done. Finish your story. I already finished my story.
Eventually, you reach the end of your story. Or rather, the current point of your still unfolding story. What comes next, I do not know, but you will have to face the consequences of sharing this information.
Fascinating. Very fascinating. I think I've had this wrong from the start.
Ooh, are we serious now, are we?
She smiled softly.
Scientifically speaking, what I'm forming is more of a hypothesis. I would need to put my hypothesis under rigorous testing, not to mention multiple layers of peer review in order for it to approach a theory. But yes, in the common, colloquial sense, I am indeed forming some theories.
And what would that be? Did that pick up?
Yeah, I did. Let's begin by laying out the facts at hand. First, Sir Knight, Hero, and myself came to awareness with no recollection of our past. Second, Sir Knight and myself have no recollection of our respective names. Third, upon being awakened, Sir Knight was immediately issued directives by the Pale Queen, who, much like Hero, manifests as a voice in his head and a person with a physical body. Fourth, the aforementioned Pale Queen commanded Sir Knight to execute me, while giving a very limited explanation as to why this was needed, claiming that I would put an end to our entire world. Kaboom.
Okay, for the record, I did not say kaboom.
Kaboom!
Oh.
Oh. And she also claimed that I was her daughter.
She pauses for a moment, considering the last point before resuming her rambling monologue.
Fifth, when questioned as to why the Sir Knight specifically needed to kill me, the Pale Queen claimed the Sir Knight was the only one capable of performing the task. Sixth, I've noticed the fact that in spite of the Pale Queen's wish to protect the people of her kingdom, neither Sir Knight nor myself have met anyone with physical bodies aside from one another. Seventh, during my stay in this dungeon, I had sufficient time to scrape away a significant portion of the stone around the anchor point of my chains, yet in spite of this lengthy process, I've never once felt tired or hungry. Eighth, upon meeting one another, I was able to hear the voices that are presumably in Sir Knight's head. Ninth, in regard to said voices, while Hero appears to question each decision, specifically against taking violent actions, the Pale Queen seems to encourage Sir Knight's expressions while also discouraging critical analysis on his parts. This is done while, strangely, describing everything that Sir Knight and myself do, almost as if she was compelled to form this action, like it's one of her primary functions.
Is that accurate? Is describing what we do one of your primary functions?
You're talking about me like I'm a machine. I'm not.
Okay, but it is weird that you describe things all the time. We have eyes, you know.
No, you don't. I'm taking them. Strange or not, it is my duty and I will perform it, even if you have decided to abandon yours.
10th. The Pale Queen claims that Sir Knight agreed to perform this task. However, given his lack of memory, I find myself questioning this claim.
She pauses, folding her arms.
In fact, I find myself questioning everything about this scenario.
She snaps back to attention, fixing you with a firm and resolute expression.
You're beginning to see it too, aren't you now?
Lie. Nope. I have no idea what you're talking about. Everything seems fine and remain silent.
You sit in silence, but your body betrays your nervousness. Your fingers trembling, your feathers puffing up, and your breathing growing more and more rapid.
It's sure a lot to take in. I wasn't thinking about it before, but now she pointed everything out. It's all just so weird. What if all of this isn't real?
Oh, my poor knight. The princess, having successfully gotten you to question everything about your situation to the point where your once trusted voice now speaks absolute insanity, reaches out her hand to you.
Sir Knight, hero, I believe the three of us could form a mutually beneficial coalition. There's clearly something going on here, something much bigger than us. I'm determined to find out what that something is. And I think the two of you want to find out as well.
With everything the two of you brought up, I think I would like nothing more than some answers. If we can find them.
We can. I'm almost certain of it. So if you will, please undo the restraint around my neck.
You have got to snap out of this. She's clearly just manipulating you from a different, more sinister angle. Do not fall for it.
How do I know you won't stab me in the back the second I help you out?
If there's going to be any backstabbing, it will be done by the person who's carrying the knife. But, as a token of my sincerity...
She reaches towards the torch on the wall and it easily comes loose.
She unscrewed it before we got here. She could have used it against us if we got any closer. That sneaky little...
It's a good thing we decided to trust each other then, isn't it? I won't ask you to give up your weapon. I think it'd be prudent for the two of us to remain armed. I also won't try to deceive you. From here on out, I will share what information I obtain. Provided, of course, that you agree to release me.
How would I get you? Sorry. How would I get you out of these chains?
He fingers the collar around her neck.
A number of solutions come to mind. We could find a rock or similar blunt instrument to bash the chains apart. We could pick the lock of my collar with your knife. We could even continue to scrape away at the stone around the anchor point. All of those options take time. I would prefer to be out of here sooner rather than later, so let's try something a little more straightforward. This collar has a keyhole. This means there must be a key. And you, Sir Knight, are using a key during your very detailed summary of events. Mind tossing it over?
I'm night theorizing. This is your last chance, Sir Knight. Do not give her that key.
Okay, here you go. Toss her the key.
You toss her the key. She deftly catches it in one hand before inserting it into the keyhole of her collar and twisting. The shackle comes loose and the chains follow, the metallic link slithering onto the ground in one fluid motion. The princess cracks her neck before cautiously approaching you, torch gripped in one hand.
Thank you. Now let's go.
Leave the dungeon.
So it has come to this. You've chosen to ignore my commands and jeopardize our entire kingdom. You are violating your oath, Sir Knight, but I will hold you to them. As the princess approaches the stairs leading out of the dungeon, you raise your knife, preparing to stab her in the back. She immediately turns around, torch raised.
Really? A betrayal? Now? Of all times?
We're not trying to betray you. I don't know what's happening, but somehow the Pale Queen is making us do this.
Lady princess, lady princess, lady princess, lady princess, lady princess, lady princess. Warn her. Lady princess, lady princess.
Instead of acting, you just stand there frozen. Stop this. Stop this right now. Can't you see that I'm trying to help you?
Lady princess, 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 lady princess. Resist. Lady princess, lady princess, lady princess.
But you won't listen to me, will you? The princess narrows her eyes.
You weren't lying. She's actually controlling you. Fascinating.
Fascinating?
Right. Sorry. But even still. No, sorry, I'm doing it again. I need to focus.
She shakes her head before locking eyes with you, and immediately kicking you in the stomach.
Oh, what?
Your rigid body topples like a statue. Before you can react, the princess wrestles the knife from your stiff fingers before shoving you into the far wall of the dungeon. Unwilling to put up any real struggle, you allow the princess to wrap her own chains around your wrists, binding them behind your back before locking the shackle around your neck, securing you in place to the far wall of the dungeon.
Oh, what is she doing?
I suspect she's betraying you, exactly like how I warned you she would. Her work done, the princess calmly backs away.
Contrary to what our bleached monarch would have you believe, this is not a betrayal. I simply cannot have you hanging around as a liability. Good night. Sit tight, Sir Knight and Hero. I can see if I can find a way to break her control.
And then, before you can stop her, she turns her back to you and exits the dungeon. She didn't kill you. Why didn't she kill you?
Wait, don't leave us!
Her voice, though more distant, still manages to reach you.
I'm not leaving you. It's just like I said. I'm going to find a way to free you. I just need to explore a little. Let's see now. There's a bottle of poison on the table here. A way leading outside.
You hear the sound of a portcullis slam shut. You will not be leaving so easily, Princess. I will see to it.
Oh, so now you're talking to me. Delightful. Well, you're in a talkative mood. Do you mind explaining what's upstairs? That's all the confirmation I need. So let's see now. This key appears to be multi-purpose. I wonder if it'll unlock anything up there.
She's heading upstairs.
What happens if she gets upstairs?
Something bad. Very bad. I can't let it happen. Not now.
What would that be? I don't feel pressure to answer. I'll figure it out on my own in just a moment.
No. This wasn't supposed to happen. I didn't account for this possibility.
I'm trapped.
Yes, you are. Very great observation skills. I can see that. More importantly, you lost your blade and the key.
Princess, can you hear me? What do you see?
I can hear you. Hero and the Pale Queen. I'm heading up the tower stairs. There should be a room above. I'll tell you what I find.
You can't go up there.
And yet, I continue to make progress.
Sorry about that, guys. Why are you scared of her going upstairs? What's in that tower?
Things should have never gotten to this point.
Look, there's nothing any of us can do. It's over. Might as well just accept it.
No, there is one last thing I can do. One final recourse. Forgive me, my dear knight. I have no other choice.
Wait. What are you?
Unexpectedly, your heart stops.
What?
You collapse, your chains growing taut as your body falls to the ground.
His heart stops? No, that didn't just happen. You made it happen. You're killing him? Why? What could possibly be the point of...
But the princess's voice fades as your consciousness dims.
No.
I am sorry, dear knight. I made it as quick as I could. Hopefully this will not have been a waste, and you will have learned from your mistake. I will be waiting for you when you return.
Everything goes dark. You die.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
We did
Y'all
it!
did great! Okay.
That was.
Oh, Anna, no camera, Anna.
I'm sorry, it was on accident.
For a hot second, I thought it was mine, and I panicked.
It was on accident. I'm sorry.
Is your voice okay, Unknown? Is your voice okay?
Yep, it's okay. That was actually one of the easier ones for me to do.
Okay.
I did drink
Okay.
some water, though. Don't worry. Voice acting has made me
Um,
realize the importance of drinking water for health of voice.
Hydrate.
Yep, it is very important when you voice act, especially when you voice act for a yapper like this one.
Look at that.
Is
That
that
is
a
just so
reference
cute.
to Secret Witch?
I said in the chat, we need like 3 voice actors for Prudence alone. She yaps too much. She
yaps
needs
so
more than one
much.
person voicing her at once.
You've read the whole thing, right?
I
But in
saw
parallel,
that.
not in sequence.
I saw that. Okay, so
You know how bad it gets. And I don't have time to practice. I've tried a couple of times to do the monologue trademarked, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
In a different accent
do it at
every
once.
time I've eaten shit and died.
Can you,
Cool.
I really like that one too.
I want to put this to Black Train.
This is a very weird question, but it will matter.
Oh.
Yes.
Did you kind of see the girl reciting the monologue trademarked?
Sorry, what was the question?
The monologue trademarked. How? In the next chapter.
Oh.
How fast does the child recite the monologue trademarked?
That's been like 1 year ago. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a year ago. I'm saying I'm trying to say speed. I'm trying to get directions and stuff.
Tempo. Well, in order for us to correctly analyze this question, we first have to define what is a monologue. And if we break down the word monologue,
There we go.
You know what? I'm just gonna leave now.
and
Goodbye.
then logos, which is word. This is important as it indicates that a monologue is when exactly one person speaks without expecting input from another interlocutor. Now, if we take the entirety of the princess's written monologue in a possible upcoming chapter, we would need to assess how much input comes from the other characters. Now, while we can say that there is minimal input from some of the other voices, and even Quiet himself, it is not really directly engaging. So